Lotus, lotus, lotus. Good.
Krishna, Haridāsa sound, texting.
Nobody can say it.
Nobody Krishna.
Yeah.
We'll read it, Guru Maharaj. Not a big problem.
Krishna Padaya,
Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale
Srimate Bhakti Vedanta
Swamin Niti Namine
Namaste Saraswati Devi
Gauravani Pracharine
Nirvishesha Navadi
Paschatya Desatharine
Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda
Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasati
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Hare Namo Krishna
Yadavaya Namaha
Kovala Govindaram
Srimati Suprana
Mokhajoti Vasalam
Pangulangaidegire
Nathivasavan Mande
Sri Gurum Dinatharinam
Pavananda Bhagavam
Sri Chaitanya Mishwaram
Hare Om Datsat
Hari Om Tat Sat. So today reading from Sri Chaitanya book Unwavering Faith and Surrender of Haridāsa Ṭhākura towards the Holy Name Part 2 Chaitanya Bhagavat Adikanda 16.80
ভাব ও ভাষা ভেদে সকলেরই অধিকার ভেদে স্ব শাস্ত্রে সেই একই পরমাত্মা অন্তর্যামী ঈশ্বরেরই নাম রূপ গুণ দেখান সে প্রভুর নাম গুণ সকল জগতে বলেন সকালে মাত্র নিজ শাস্ত্র মতে
The names and qualities of that Lord are chanted by everyone according to their respective scriptural injunctions. Purport. The names, forms, qualities, associates, and pastimes of the Supreme Lord are interpreted differently in different parts of the world by different preachers according to their respective scriptures.
So different scriptures like Quran, Old Testament, New Testament.
So the different scriptures like Quran, Old Testament and New Testament,
like the Vedas,
like the Vedas
and other scriptures are interpreted by the different preachers according to their respective scriptures.
and other scriptures have been interpreted by these different preachers according to their scriptures. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.81.
ভাবগ্রাহী জনার্দন ভূত দ্রোহ ফলে ভগবত দ্রোহোৎপত্তি যে ঈশ্বর সে পুনঃ সবার ভাব লয় হিংসা করিলে সে তাহান হিংসা হয়
The Supreme Lord accepts the devotion of everyone. But if anyone is envious of his children, then he retaliates. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Ṭhākura Srila Prabhupada. Lord Janardhan, who is bhavagrahi or appreciative of one's sentiments, is served by everyone according to their respective moods. If a person rejects or envies the mood of another, then such feelings are actually targeted towards the Supreme Lord. Therefore, a living entity should never envy other living entities. If one tries to uproot and convert the internal mood of another person into that of his own narrow-mindedness, then the result will be not only criticism of another's religion, but enviousness of the Supreme Lord, who is the goal of all religion. Service and envy directed to the Supreme Lord are the two separate matters. If one misidentifies envy as service to the Supreme Lord, then he will be opposed to the service of the Supreme Lord and ultimately becomes envious of the devotees. When a living entity becomes devoid of loving service to the Lord, he becomes sometimes a sense enjoyer, sometimes a fruitive worker, sometimes an impersonalist, sometimes a hatha yogi, and sometimes a raja yogi. To engage such persons in the service of Lord Mukunda for their eternal benefit is not an act of form of envy. Rather, inducing such person to engage in activities of sense gratification instead of the service of the Lord is to give indulgence to envious activities and therefore must be given up.
So, being envious of other worshippers of the Supreme Lord
So being envious of other worshippers of the Supreme Lord
is something which is painful and against the Supreme Lord.
is something which is very painful and against with the Supreme Lord.
So one should rather promote
One should rather promote
the spiritual activities of everyone,
the spiritual activities of everyone,
so that by doing their spiritual activities and they develop their natural appreciation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
by doing the spiritual activity, one will develop his natural appreciation towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.82.
ভগবদ ইচ্ছা প্রেরণা বসেই হরিদাসের যাবতীয় ক্রিয়া মুদ্রা সম্পাদন ও বিচরণ থেকে আমার সে ঈশ্বর যে হেন লইয়াছেন চিত্তে লওয়াইয়াছেন চিত্তে করি আমি তেন
Therefore, I am only acting under the inspiration of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Ṭhākura. For this reason, I am engaged in the service of the Lord according to the inspiration that He has given me. A person makes progress in the service of the Lord by acting in whatever way the Lord inspires him. In Bhagavad Gita 10.10, it is stated, Tesham satata yuktanam vajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yoghantam enamam upayanti te. Those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me.
So, Haridāsa Ṭhākura is telling the Muslim king
So Haridāsa Ṭhākura is telling the Muslim king
that what he is doing is inspired by the Supreme Lord,
so what he is doing is inspired by the Supreme Lord,
and that naturally he wants to please the Lord and develop his divine consciousness.
Naturally, he wants to please the Lord and develop his divine consciousness. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.83.
অন্য দৃষ্টান্ত বিপ্রকুলোদ্ভূত হইয়াও কাহারও বা কর্ম স্বভাব বা সংস্কার বশে তামস অন্তজ প্রবৃত্তি হিন্দকুলে কেহ যেন হইয়া ব্রাহ্মণ আপনে আসিয়া হয় ইচ্ছায় যবন
By his own desire, a Hindu Brahmana may also become a Muslim. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Ṭhākura Srila Prabhupada. Just as I have taken birth in a Muslim family, yet by the will of the Lord I have engaged in devotional service to the Supreme Lord Vishnu. As befitting a Brahmana, a person born in a Brahmana family can also give up his Brahmanical duties by the will of the Lord and follow the social codes that are opposed to the Vedas under the influence of his mental whims.
So Haridāsa Ṭhākura is presenting that
So Haridāsa Ṭhākura is presenting that
many Hindu Brahmins and others have accepted Muslim faith.
many Hindu Brahmins and others have accepted the Muslim faith.
So what is the harm if he accepts the Hindu practices?
So what's the harm if he accepts the Hindu practices?
After all, there's only one Supreme Lord and he's serving the Lord.
After all, there is only one Supreme Lord and he is serving the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.84.
জাতি নির্বিশেষে সকলকেই প্রযোজক কর্তা ঈশ্বরের কর্মফল প্রদান অমৃত স্বরূপ ঈশ্বর ভজন ত্যাগপূর্বক তামসিক ব্যক্তি স্বয়ংই জীবন মৃত্যু সুতরাং অন্যের নিধনা যোগ্য হিন্দু বা কি করে তারে যার যে কর্ম আপনে যে মহিল তারে মারিয়া কি ধর্ম
What can the Hindus do? That is his karma. If one is already dead, then what is the use of killing him? Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Ṭhākura Srila Prabhupada. The living entities achieve appropriate punishment or reward for the activities they perform under the influence of their respective tastes. Therefore, there is no need for their separate punishment. It is stated, Swakarma phala bhuktuman. If human being enjoys the fruit, every human being enjoys the fruits of his karma.
Read all wrong. So Haridāsa Ṭhākura is stating that
So Haridāsa Ṭhākura is stating that
if a Hindu performs tamasic work,
if a Hindu performs tamasic works,
then he'll be punished by laws of karma,
he would be punished by laws of karma.
or the use of killing him if he's already dead.
What is the use of killing him if he's already dead? Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.85.
শাস্ত্র যুক্তি বর্ণনান্তে নবাব সমীপে হরিদাসের সকৃত কর্মানুরূপ দণ্ড প্রার্থনা। মহাশয় তুমি এবে করহ বিচার, যদি দোষ থাকে শাস্তি করহ আমার।
Dear sir, now you can judge. If I am at fault, then you may punish me.
So Haridāsa Ṭhākura is saying that
So Haridāsa Ṭhākura is saying that
many Hindus have accepted Islam.
many Hindus have accepted Islam.
If I accept Vedas, is there anything wrong with that?
If I accept the Vedas, is there anything wrong with that?
I simply want to serve the Supreme Lord.
I simply want to serve the Supreme Lord.
If there's anything wrong, you might punish me.
If there is anything wrong, you might punish me. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.86.
হরিদাসের শাস্ত্র যুক্তি সঙ্গত সত্য কথা শ্রবণে সমবেত সকলেরই হর্ষ। হরিদাস ঠাকুরের সুসত্য বচন শুনিয়া সন্তোষ হইল সকল যৌবন।
Hearing Haridāsa Ṭhākura's conclusive statements, the Muslims were all satisfied.
So Haridāsa Ṭhākura, he gave very concise arguments,
So Haridāsa Ṭhākura, he gave very concise arguments,
and everybody was satisfied with his declarations,
and everybody was satisfied with his statements. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.87.
প্রাসঙ্গিক কাজীর নবাবের প্রতি হরিদাসকে দণ্ড প্রদানার্থ উত্তেজনা ও শাসনোক্তি। সবে এক পাপী কাজী মল্লপতিরে বলিতে লাগিলা শাস্তি করহ ইহারে।
Only the sinful Qazi instigated the king, saying, "Punish him."
The Qazi or magistrate
So the Qazi or the magistrate
was actually a very simple man,
was actually a very sinful man,
and he didn't accept the statements of Haridāsa Ṭhākura.
and he didn't accept the statements of Haridāsa Ṭhākura.
So he demanded that Haridāsa Ṭhākura should be punished.
So he demanded that Haridāsa Ṭhākura should be punished. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.88.
এই দুষ্ট আরো দুষ্ট করিবে অনেক, যবন কুলেতে অমহিমা আনিবেক।
This miscreant will simply create other miscreants, and he will bring a bad name to the Muslim community.
This Qazi, he was envious against Haridāsa Ṭhākura.
So the Qazi, he was envious against Haridāsa Ṭhākura.
So he gave this sectarian view point to punish him.
So he gave this sectarian viewpoint to punish him. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.89.
প্রত্যেকে ইহার শাস্তি করো ভালো মতে, নাহে বা আপন শাস্ত্র বলুক মুখেতে।
Therefore, punish him in an exemplary way. At least make him recite the confession from the Quran. Prepared by His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Ṭhākura Srila Prabhupada. The atheist Qazi instigated the king by complaining against Haridāsa Ṭhākura as follows. The example of following Hindu principles that Haridāsa Ṭhākura is setting will certainly bring infamy to the Muslim community, and in the future many Muslims will bring further defamation and disrepute to the Muslim religion by following him. Therefore, you should severely punish him as a warning to others so that this may not happen. Otherwise, Haridas should personally repent and beg forgiveness for his actions. Then only he can be excused from punishment.
The only offense of Haridāsa Ṭhākura
The only offense of Haridāsa Ṭhākura
is chanting the holy names of Krishna,
is chanting the holy names of Krishna,
for which no one should be punished.
for which no one should be punished.
But this Qazi is so envious
But this Qazi was so envious
that he wanted to punish Haridāsa Ṭhākura,
that he wanted to punish Haridāsa Ṭhākura,
although he was faultless.
although he was faultless. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.90.
বৈদিক সত্য বিরোধী অসৎ শাস্ত্র কীর্তনার্থ হরিদাস প্রতি স্বয়ং নবাবের প্রথমে প্রলোভন ও অভয় প্রদর্শন। মূল্যকের প্রতি আরে ভাই আপন শাস্ত্র বলো তবে চিন্তা নাই।
The king again requested Haridas, "Oh brother, just recite the confession from the Quran and you will have nothing to worry about." Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.91.
নচেত অন্যথা চরণে হরিদাসের প্রতি দ্বন্দ্ব ভয় প্রদর্শন ও অপমান লাভ সম্ভাবনা কথন। অন্যথা করিবে শাস্ত্রী সব কাজীগণে, বলিবাও পাচ্ছে আর লঘু হইবা কেনে।
Otherwise, the sinful Qazis will punish you and you will be forced to recite the Quran anyway. In this way, you will be humiliated. Prepared by His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Ṭhākura Srila Prabhupada. The king said to Haridāsa Ṭhākura, "If you give up the behavior of persons who are opposed to our religious principles and follow the Muslim literatures and behavior, then there is no need for you to fear or worry. Otherwise, the Qazi and his men will severely punish you. Even now, I am giving you a warning. Why should you diminish your prestige by unnecessarily being punished later on?"
The Muslim king,
So even the Muslim king,
and was somewhat
he was somewhat
positive to Haridāsa Ṭhākura.
positive to Haridāsa Ṭhākura.
He was saying that the Qazi would create some problem for him.
But he was saying the Qazi would create some problem for him.
Why not avoid that?
So why not avoid that? Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.92.
হরিদাসের সুসিদ্ধান্ত বাণী সর্বহৃদয় অন্তর্যামী ঈশ্বরই স্বীয় মায়া দ্বারা সর্বজীবের পরিচালক। হরিদাস বলেন যে করান ঈশ্বরে তাহা বই আর কেহ করিতে না পারে।
Haridāsa said, one cannot do anything other than what the Supreme Lord desires. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Ṭhākura Srila Prabhupada. Hearing the king's words, Haridāsa Ṭhākura fearlessly replied, whatever the Supreme Lord wills, that alone will happen. Apart from that, no one can do anything.
Haridāsa Ṭhākura was completely surrendered to Lord Krishna.
So Haridāsa Ṭhākura was completely surrendered to Lord Krishna.
And so he was saying that he will do whatever the Lord wants.
So he was saying that he would do whatever the Lord wants. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Kanda 16.93.
ঈশ্বরই প্রযোজক, কর্তা ও কর্মফলদাতা। অপরাধ অনুরূপে যার যে ফল ঈশ্বরে সে করে ইহা জানিহ কেবল।
Know for certain that the Lord awards the results of one's offenses. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Ṭhākura Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Lord alone is the bestower of the living entities' fruits of action. The sense of being the doer that the living entities who are bewildered by the false ego attribute to themselves in the course of their activities is only due to false pride. Only the supreme will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead yields fruits. Although the living entities are instruments, the supreme will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the most powerful.
Actually, what Haridāsa Ṭhākura is saying,
Actually, what Haridāsa Ṭhākura is saying,
a Muslim king should also take caution from.
so the Muslim king also should take caution from.
But if he causes Haridāsa Ṭhākura to be punished
So if he causes Haridāsa Ṭhākura to be punished
without committing any sin,
without committing any sin,
then he'd be subject to the
he would be
punishment
subject,
of the Lord.
he would be subject to the punishment of the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.94.
তরপি সহিষ্ণুতার জ্বলন্ত আদর্শ ও হরিনাম কীর্তন নিষ্ঠার মূর্তি বিগ্রহ সত্য সন্ধ হরিদাসের সাভীষ্ট শ্রী নাম প্রভুর প্রতি অচলা শ্রদ্ধা ও প্রপত্তি। খণ্ড খণ্ড হই দেহ যায় যদি প্রাণ, তবে আমি বদলে না ছাড়ি হরি নাম।
Even if my body is cut into pieces and I give up my life, I will never give up chanting of the Lord's holy name. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Haridāsa Ṭhākura ki jai.
Khanda, khanda.
Hari Bol. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Ṭhākura Srila Prabhupada. This material body, which is received from the mother and father, is not permanent. The life that is aroused to the service of the Supreme of Lord Krishna and which is presently absorbed in material happiness is also perishable or changeable. But the holy names of the Supreme Lord and the Supreme Lord Himself are not two separate objects. Spiritual names are not like the names of material objects that are invented by human beings within the time factor. The spiritual name and the possessor of the name are one. Therefore, I can never give up chanting the holy names and repose my faith in my gross and subtle bodies. The constitutional position of a living entity is that he is the eternal servant of Lord Krishna. In other words, every living entity is a Vaishnava. The Vaishnavas have no other activities than chanting the holy names of Sri Hari. The only duty of both the practitioner and the perfected beings is to chant the holy name of the Lord. I cannot give this up to follow the man-made social behavior, even if the result is that society and its administrators torture me as much as they want. I am prepared to tolerate it all with a smiling face. I will never give up the eternal service of Lord Hari and run after temporary material happiness. I have no other activity than congregationally chanting the spiritual names of Lord Krishna that I have received through disciplic succession. Both the body and the mind are distinct from I, the owner of the body, because I am eternal, while the body and mind are temporary.
So, Haridāsa Ṭhākura explains his total faith in the Supreme Lord and His holy name.
So Haridāsa Ṭhākura explains his total faith in the Supreme Lord and His holy name,
and his commitment to chanting the holy name
and his commitment to chanting the holy names
of
Lord Krishna
to the end of his body.
until the end of his body.
So, his inspiration is for everyone
So his inspiration is for everyone
to take full faith in the Supreme Person and His holy name.
to take full faith in the Supreme Person and His holy name. Thus ends the chapter entitled Unwavering Faith and Surrender of Haridāsa Ṭhākura towards the Holy Name. Under the section, The Glories of Srila Haridāsa Ṭhākura.
So, Haridāsa Ṭhākura had such faith in the holy name.
So Haridāsa Ṭhākura, he had such faith in the holy name.
Yes. That's why we see why Lord Chaitanya made him the Acharya of the holy name.
So therefore we see why Lord Chaitanya made him as the Acharya of the holy name.
And so even if one is a Brahmin, is very expert in chanting all the mantras.
Even one is a Brahmin who is very expert in chanting all the mantras.
If he's not a Vaishnava,
If he is not a Vaishnava,
he cannot be a guru.
he cannot be a guru.
And if someone is a Vaishnava, even if he's born into a family of dog eaters,
If someone is a Vaishnava, even if he is born in a family of dog eaters,
he can be a guru.
he can be a guru.
So you can see how Haridāsa Ṭhākura, although he was born in a Hindu family,
So we can see how Haridāsa Ṭhākura, although he was born in a non-Hindu family,
he was having all the faith of pure devotee.
he was having all the faith of a pure devotee.
And the pure Vaishnava is downloads something to inspire everyone.
And as a pure Vaishnava, his example is something to inspire, something to aspire for everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. This Vijay has something. So Guru Maharaj, today is her birthday, Vijay Shri Devi Dasi. She has donated 6 Bhagavatam sets and 5 Bhagavad Gitas. Distributed 5 Bhagavad Gitas. Hari Bol. Happy birthday, Mataji. Shubha Janmadin. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Guru Maharaj is giving you his birthday blessings.
Krishna Matirastu.
Krishna Matirastu, and blessings to all the devotees who have joined on Zoom. Hari Bol.
Today there are 16 people came from Tamil Nadu to take your blessings and one some newly married family also. யாரெல்லாம் தமிழ்நாட்டுல இருந்து 16 பேர் வந்திருக்கீங்க கை தூக்குங்க
முன்னாடி வந்து உட்காருங்க
முன்னாடி வந்து உட்காருங்க நீங்க Guru Maharaj welcomes you on his virtual book table from Haridāsa. So there is a physical book table right behind you for only those who are present here. It is Guru Maharaj's personal book table. Guru Maharaj का अपना personal book table पीछे लगा हुआ है वो केवल आप लोग के लिए है और किसी के लिए भी नहीं है. तो पिन्नाल வந்து ஒரு Guru Maharaj உடைய book table இருக்கு அது வந்து நீங்க வந்திருக்கவங்க எல்லாம் தயவு செய்து அங்க போயிட்டு எது ஸ்பான்சர் பண்றீங்களோ வாங்கிக்கலாம். So Bhadra Purnima is on its full swing. Minimum 43,000 Srimad Bhagavatam set to distribute. Please do pledge yatra wise or individually and gradually fulfill the pledge. Your pledges will be announced on the Guru Maharaj virtual table here in Haridāsa. Buy, sell, donate, accept Srimad Bhagavatam. Pledge now, pay later. Save a home, save earth. If not every citizen, at least every house should have one Bhagavatam set. In that way, you can save the earth. The following fortunate devotees, Yatras, participated in the pastime of Guru Maharaj in distributing books from 1st September till date. Guru Maharaj will be right back here to bless you all. So please stay back. Panchajanya Prabhu from Kasadesh. We have Govinda Vallabhi, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. Mohini Devidasi, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. Lee G. Lee D. Land, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. Lu Hai Yuan, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. Lu E. Yang, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. Lee Guo Ying, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. Lee Yang Huan, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. Lee Shao Wen, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. Lee Liang, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. Lee Yue Heng, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. Lee Ziu Feng, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. Lu Qing King, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. Feng Kai, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. Liang Guo Kiang, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam set. Lu Li Chang, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. Chen Yong Jiang, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. Wu Jijing Jiang Ji, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. Tan Li Ping, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. Srivasa, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. Mai Jian June, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. Mai Han Yuan, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. Lakshmi Gaurapriya Devidasi, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. Lakshmi Maharani Devidasi, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. Yoga Gauradas, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. Zan Jiang Group, Srimad Bhagavatam set 1. Chatura Devidasi family, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. Cheng Jiang, 1 Srimad Bhagavatam. From Kasadesh, we have Bhakti Vriksha. From that, Sitala Devidasi, 1 Bhagavad Gita. Vishnupriya Devidasi, 1 Bhagavad Gita. Zhang Ping and Li Ping, Manashwini Devidasi, Goloka Vilasini Devidasi, Liang Fen Fen, Pali Devidasi, Yu Meng K G Rui, Shyam Kunda Devidasi, Kritida Priya Devidasi, Leela Premika Devidasi, each one Bhagavad Gita. From Nepal, we have Pitra, one Srimad Bhagavatam set, late Bashant Mittal, one Srimad Bhagavatam set. From Bangladesh, we have Nabonil Ganashyam Das Silet and two Jitendra Das Chandpur, Saurabh Devnath Chattogram, Monisha Devi Chattogram, Natobar Nadalas Das Silet, Urmila Kishori Devidasi Silet, Prabhavati Sachimata Devidasi Kumila, Manini Kamila, Komila, it's written Kumila, Manini Lalita Devidasi Feni, Rajnondini Radharani Devidasi Feni, Rupma Karmakar Nator, Sada Santo Gaurdas Bagura, Bakula Haripriya Devidasi Bagura, Nepal Mujumdar, Ram Rangamati, Madhupati Shyamdas, Bangalore, and Dhananjay Chandradas, Kumila, Jumor Das, Chandpur, Polash Das, Dhaka, Apu Chandran Das, Gazipur, Sandeep Ghosh from Howrah, up to this, each one sponsored one Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Sandeep Ghosh from Howrah 3 Bhagavad Gita, Radheshyam Ghosh from Howrah 1 Chaitanya Charitamrita set. Anupama Radharani Devidasi from Damodar Desh Yatra 25 Bhagavad Gita, Sripati Achyuta Das from Chennai 1 Srimad Bhagavatam 16 Bhagavad Gita and 108 small books. Nitya Chandra Natraj Das from Damodar Desh Yatra 1 Srimad Bhagavatam, Arindam Rai from Howrah 1 Srimad Bhagavatam, Ajay Kunti from Midnapur 1 Srimad Bhagavatam, Kripalu Gaura Chandra Das from Shyamadesh Yatra 1 Srimad Bhagavatam, Arpita Dhe from Durgapur 1 Srimad Bhagavatam, Vishal Palak Das from Gurugam 5 Bhagavad Gita and 5 small book, Vishwamangal Mahamantra Das from Mayapur 23 Bhagavad Gita, Radheshyam Ghari from Howrah 2 Bhagavad Gita, Atal Goyal from Rajasthan 2 Bhagavad Gita, Padmanabha Gopal Das from Surat 108 Bhagavad Gita, Amrita Chitra Devidasi, Chitra Devidasi from Odisha 1 Bhagavad Gita, and Jagannath from Tamil Nadu 1 Bhagavad Gita, Supti Sudevi Devidasi from Kolkata 6 Bhagavad Gita, Prema Parameshwari Devidasi from Delhi 1 Srimad Bhagavatam, Nandapriya Narmada Devidasi from USA 5 Srimad Bhagavatam, Sarada Mataji from USA 1 Srimad Bhagavatam, Subilasi Madhavi Devidasi from Singapore 2 sets of Srimad Bhagavatam, Rexita Varadarajan from Balram Desh 2 Bhagavatam set, Rajanath Gauradas from Andhra Pradesh 1 Bhagavatam, Jita Pran Chaitanya Das from Singapore 1 Srimad Bhagavatam, Rangamaya Ramakrishna Das from Singapore 5 Bhagavatam set, Upa Nanda Das from South Africa 1 Srimad Bhagavatam, Ratnakar from Assam 2 Srimad Bhagavatam, Pradeep Kumar Jana from Midnapur 1 Srimad Bhagavatam, Saumen Waji from Howrah 1 Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhuja Rachni from Damodar Desh Yatra 2 Srimad Bhagavatam, Mitra Mandal from Kolkata 1 Srimad Bhagavatam, Balachandra Channa Vinita Garvika Devidasi Balavanda 2 small books, Prahlad Krishnadas 11 Bhagavad Gita, Keshav Premadas 11 Bhagavad Gita, Charani Devidasi and her daughter 11 Bhagavad Gita, Keshav Premadas and his wife Sakti Devidasi 1 Srimad Bhagavatam, Leela Purushottam son and Jaya Jagannath Chaitanya Devidasi daughter-in-law 1 Srimad Bhagavatam, Lee Bi Huan sister Madha Vei niece 1 Srimad Bhagavatam and 25 small book, Jyoti Dharma Chaitanya Das 6 Bhagavad Gita, Jyoti Dharmadam Chaitanya Das and mother Zheng Sen Hua 1 Srimad Bhagavatam, Radha's father Than Yuan family 10 Bhagavad Gita, Toshan Krishnadas 1 Bhagavad Gita, Prahlad Krishnadas 1 Bhagavad Gita, Devhuti Prema Devidasi, Deng Jia Ming father and Zhao Yu Ziu mother and Liu my son 5 Bhagavad Gita, Zhou Yan and her whole family 1 Srimad Bhagavatam, Li Xiao Bin 1 Srimad Bhagavatam, Lalita Ka Devidasi 1 Srimad Bhagavatam, Bim Lalita Madhava Devidasi, Dhuan Tian Chu, Zhou Xing Ling 6 Bhagavad Gita, Li Song Jun 1 Srimad Bhagavatam, Li Yu and whole family 1 Srimad Bhagavatam, Dr. Lin 20 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, Madhumati Devidasi from Feng Sun, first Feng Sun Ying one Srimad Bhagavatam, Jalangi Devidasi, Shamali Devidasi and family, one Srimad Bhagavatam, Zeng Yong Huao, one Srimad Bhagavatam, Huang Jun Hong, one Srimad Bhagavatam, from Madhav Sumangal, Kishore Champakalata Devidasi, 18 Bhagavad Gita. So Guru Maharaj is distributing 2,261 Mahabig books, 140 small books, a total of 2,401 Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Book Edition, including 93 Srimad Bhagavatam set and 1 Chaitanya Charitamrita. Haribo! Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Book Distribution ki jai. These devotees got a special Narsimha Puja in a few hours from now in Siddha Mayapur. All of you devotees also please bless them by calling out Nitai Gauranga. Please pass on this wonderful opportunity of participating in the pastime of Guru Maharaj in distributing Srila Prabhupada books, especially during this Bhadra Purnima. Even if it's a single Bhagavad Gita or just a few small book or just a set of Srimad Bhagavatam or a Chaitanya Charitamrita, please do WhatsApp to Guru Maharaj's virtual table at +91 94 34 76 04 02. Stay tuned for tomorrow's Lord Chaitanya class. Let's pray for all those who are celebrating anniversaries today for their blissful Krishna consciousness. Let's pray together. Please chant along with me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. When Guru Maharaj is blessing, please put your hands, fill the glass, bring your head slowly and take your blessings. जब गुरु महाराज आशीर्वाद दे रहे हैं, अपने हाथ से शीशा को महसूस करिए, अपना सिर को धीरे से लाइए, आशीर्वाद ले जाइए. गुरु महाराज अंग blessing கொடுக்கும்போது கையை வச்சு தலையை மெதுவா கொண்டு வாங்க. கண்ணாடி இருக்கு, தலையை வந்து மோதிக்க வேண்டாம். குரு மகாராஜோட ஆசீர்வாதம் எடுத்து செல்லுங்கள். ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா.
All group of devotees here from South India, from Bangladesh.
நம்ம கேள்விப்பட்டோம், அதாவது வந்து இங்க நிறைய பக்தர்கள் தமிழ்நாட்டுல இருந்து வந்திருக்கீங்கன்ட்டு.
I'd like to welcome all of them.
உங்களை அனைவரும் நம்ம வந்து மாயாப்பூர் தாமுக்கு வர வைக்கிறோம்.
Hare Krishna, thank you for coming.
ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா, ரொம்ப நன்றி வந்ததுக்கு.
We hope you'll like to stay here in Mayapur.
நாங்க எதிர்பார்க்கிறோம் நீங்க உங்களோட இங்க மாயாப்பூர் விசிட் வந்து ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா இருக்கும்ட்டு.
This is the Haridāsa Ṭhākura, the land of mercy.
இது ஔதாரிய தாமம், கருணையின் பூமி.
Hare Krishna.
ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. சௌக்கியமா? நீங்க எல்லாம் சௌக்கியமா? ஓகே, ரொம்ப நன்றி. Okay, also we have devotees from Pune, Ajinkya Prabhu and Mayuresh Prabhu. Where are they? Come this side, come this side. Okay, come this side. Also we have Kalpataru Krishna Prabhu and Shri Sachi Mataji. Where are they? Okay, they are from Pune, Guru Maharaj. They are serving under Radhesham Prabhu. One is aspiring to take initiation from you. The other one is planning to take. Okay. Guru Maharaj, Kalpataru Krishna from Kerala. His wife Sri Sachi from Kerala. Hari Bol. Darshani Pavitra. This is Gaur Priya from Chennai. Hare Krishna. Please be careful. Don't sit. Say it in Bengal.
হরে কৃষ্ণ সুধী ভক্তমণ্ডলী, আপনাকে বসবেন না, হ্যাঁ, গ্লাসের মধ্যে আপনারা জাস্ট আস্তে করে হাত রাখবেন, হাত থেকে গুরু মহারাজের কাছ থেকে আশীর্বাদ নেবেন, তাহলে ভালো হবে। হরি বল।
ধন্যবাদ। ওকে। Yashoda Nandan Madhav Prabhu Guru Maharaj from Houston, Texas. Marriage blessings, who's there? Vanga. எல்லாம் வரிசையில நின்று வந்து ஆசீர்வாதம் எடுத்துக்கோங்க. My Tamil is like in the gutter. Sundara Telugu participant. Very nice. Very nice. Guru Maharaj, both of them, they're planning to get married. I don't know, that they didn't tell. Okay. Okay. Nandakumar Krishna Prabhu, okay? Guru Maharaj, our Mayapur too. Also, please don't forget Gaur Mandal Darshan, Kartik Gaur Mandal Darshan tour. Okay. Haribo. Who's that? Who's that coming? Oh, Krishna. Who's that? Ecstatic. Guru Maharaj, please be careful, you know. Be careful. You see? Very good. Hare Krishna. Yeah. What? Chintamani Mataji, we know that you are a touchstone. Nothing will happen to you, but for the glass, something will happen. Vansha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.